Lucerne, the heart of Switzerland. Lucerne. Just the sound of this name evokes images of snow-capped peaks, mirror-like waters, and ancient towers. But have you ever wondered where this name came from? Historians debate. Some point to the Celtic root Lozeria, swamp settlement, while others point to the Latin lucius, pike, which was always abundant in the Reuss River. However, folk memory preserves a more sanguine legend. It is said that many centuries ago, an angel carrying a shining lantern descended into this valley to show Benedictine monks the site for the founding of the monastery of St. Laudegard. Thus, the City of Lights, Lucerne, was born. From its founding in the 8th century, Lucerne grew as an important trading post. But its true greatness began in 1332. It was then that Lucerne became the first major city to dare to join the eternal alliance of the forest cantons of Uri, Schwyz, and Unterwalden. This decision laid the foundation for the Switzerland we know today, a land of freedom, neutrality, and incredible craftsmanship. Before us stands the Kapellenbrücke, or Chapel Bridge. This is not just a crossing over the Reuss River, it is the oldest covered wooden bridge in Europe. Built around 1365. Its length today is just over 200 meters, but it was once longer, protecting the city from attacks from the lake. Look up. In the rafters of the roof, you will see a unique cycle of triangular paintings from the 17th century. Of the 158 original canvases, only a small portion can be seen today. On the night of August 18th, 1993, the city shook with terrible news. The Kapellenbrücke was burning. A fire, presumably started on a boat moored under the bridge, destroyed 2/3 of the structure and most of the paintings. What we see today is a miracle of restoration, completed in just 8 months. Among the surviving paintings, note the first, The Giant of Reden. It depicts the bones of a mythical giant, discovered in 1577 and later, discovered to be those of a mammoth. Each panel was paid for by wealthy families in the city, whose coats of arms still adorn the lower corners of the paintings. Nearby stands the water tower, or Wasserturm. It predates the bridge itself by 30 years. Over 7 centuries, this 34-metre tall colossus has seen it all. It has served as a treasury, a city archive, and even a prison with a torture chamber. Today, it is home to a colony of Alpine swifts, which return from Africa each spring, bringing warmth to the banks of the Reuss. Let's go down to the Mill Bridge. Its name sounds prosaic. Spreu means chaff. In the Middle Ages, it was the only place where millers were allowed to dump grain waste into the river. But beneath this modest roof lies one of Europe's most philosophical art objects. Between 1625 and 1635, the artist Caspar Meglinger created a cycle of 67 paintings here, collectively titled Dance of Death, Dance Macabre. At a time when plague and war were constant companions of life, these canvases served as a stark reminder: death respects no rank. We see a skeleton gently but persistently leading away a pope, a king, a doctor, a knight, and a beggar in the face of eternity. All are equal. This work of art compels every passerby to slow down for a moment and reflect on the preciousness of the present moment. we ascend to the northern edge of Old Lucerne, where the Museegmauer Wall rises, an 870-metre-long stone belt around the city. Built in the late 14th century, it still retains its 9 towers. Each has its own distinct character. The tallest, Lugisland, which means "look to the earth," was the main observation post, but our attention is drawn to the Zit Tower, the clock tower. It was erected in 1442 so sailors on the lake could tell the time. The tower's facade is decorated with a magnificent fresco of 2 wild giants holding a clock face. Inside, the oldest city clock, created in 1535 by Hans Lutherer, works. This clock has an incredible privilege, the right of first strike. It strikes every hour exactly 1 minute before all other public clocks in the city, including the town hall clock. We enter the Hofkirche, the city's main parish church. Its 2 Gothic towers are the only remains of the church that survived the fire of 1633. Inside, a black marble altar greets us, but the true treasure is heard, not seen. The Hofkirche organ weighs 30 tons and consists of more than 7,300 pipes. It houses the largest and heaviest pipe of its time, over 10 meters long. Be sure to listen to the famous organ storm. Using a unique rain machine, a rotating drum filled with metal balls, the organist creates incredibly realistic thunderstorm sounds, which Mark Twain described as something terrifying and divine. Be sure to climb Lucerne's famous Dying Lion monument, a rock that has become the embodiment of grief. A 10-metre-tall lion dying under the protection of Swiss shields. This monument is dedicated to the 700 soldiers whose loyalty to their oath proved more precious than life itself. Silence, water, and courage frozen in stone. A place that takes your breath away. Mark Twain called it the saddest and most touching stone sculpture in the world. It's time to leave the city streets and take to the water. Our ship is heading for Bürgenstock. This resort, founded in 1873, became legendary even in its lifetime. In the 1950s, it hosted more Hollywood stars than Sunset Boulevard. In 1954, Audrey Hepburn married Mel Ferrer in a small white chapel. Sophia Loren lived here in her own villa for 13 years. And Sean Connery honed his golf swing during breaks from filming Goldfinger. But the main engineering star here is the Hammetschwand elevator. Built in 1905, it remains the tallest open elevator in Europe. In just 50 seconds, the glass cabin soars 153 meters above the abyss. When you stand at the summit of Hammetschwand at 1,132 meters, the world seems endless, and the view of the lake and the Alps is the most perfect work of art in the world. Do you hear that low whistle? It's the voice of the Stadt Luzerne, the flagship of the lake's steam fleet. Lucerne is unique in that it has preserved 5 working paddle steamers from the Belle Époque era. These vessels are true monuments of engineering. Look at the steamship Uri, launched in 1901. The American Society of Engineers has recognized its steam engine as a masterpiece of world significance. And the steamship Unterwalden is an engineering transformer. To pass under the lower Cherigbrücke bridge, its funnel and masts fold hydraulically while underway. In 1980, the Stadt Luzerne hosted Queen Elizabeth II salon, where she dined, is now officially called the Queen's Salon. A trip on such a ship is more than just a cruise, it's a return to the golden age of travel. Lucerne is surrounded by giants. Mount Pilatus beckons with its mystical history. It's said that dragons with healing blood still dwell in its caves, and the soul of Pontius Pilate rests in the mountain lake. To reach the summit, we'll take the steepest cogwheel railway in the world. A 48% incline seems impossible. But Eduard Locker's 1889 system has been operating flawlessly for 2 centuries. Opposite Pilatus rises Rigi, the Queen of the Mountains. It was here, in 1871, that Europe's first mountain railway opened. Mark Twain, travelling through these parts, spent 3 days trying to see the sunrise, but each time he woke up too late or looked in the wrong direction. Life on the Rigi consists of hoping for the sunrise and then being disappointed in it, the great writer joked. And on Stanzerhorn, you can feel the Alpine breeze on the open deck of the world's first convertible cable car. This is where nature meets human genius. The ascent includes a ride on an open wooden funicular built in 1893 and a transfer to the world's only open-topped cabrio cable car, opened in 2012. Once a year, Lucerne sheds its mask of respectability. In February, the 5th season begins the Fasnacht Carnival. At 5 a.m, the Big Bang, Erknall, rings over the lake, and thousands of people in fantastical masks fill the streets. It's a celebration of winter's expulsion, where Guggenmusik music, loud, deliberately off-key and incredibly energetic, makes even the stones of old buildings dance. Lucerne is a city that knows how to preserve the memory of the past, build the future, and rejoice in every moment of life under the light of angel lanterns. Our journey comes to an end under the light of those very same angel lanterns. Lucerne is a city that will teach you to appreciate time by creating watches and to forget it while gazing at the sunset over the Alps. This is a place where the light of the past points the way to the future. Subscribe to the channel to see more interesting videos from our native Switzerland and other amazing places around the world. Until next time.